everybody's aware of our physical body. Everybody is aware we have one and that we need to maintain it. We need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to move, we need to hydrate. Everyone's aware of all of this, and the way we look and the way we appear can affect and have a influence on the people that we attract. But are you aware that we have 4 other bodies that maintain and live within our physical body? That's also our responsibility to take care of, and that these other bodies within us can 100% be felt and seen and recognized by the people around us, and it can have a huge effect on the people that we attract into our lives. So if you're not happy with where you are in life, the people that are in your life or surrounding you, or you feel stuck and obligated to certain people, then this video is for you. So we're going to talk about the 4 bodies that reside within our physical body. So we're all aware of the physical body, and that, we have to make sure we eat and that we get some sleep and that we move and that we rest. And we do this mainly off of social cues that are provided to us from the environment around us, or on TV or ads, or a lot of the world and society we live in is based on feeding into the physical aspect of who we are. But within the physical body, we actually have 4 other bodies that we really have to make sure that we are giving the time and space and energy to maintain and keep them healthy, just like we have to keep our physical body healthy. And this is what I call our inner world. Our inner world 100% affects our outer world and what we're putting out into the universe around us, the type of people that we're attracting. All of this is affected by our inner world, more so than our actual physical bodies. So the first aspect of our inner world is our emotional body. So we all have emotions, we all have feelings, and society, I feel as a whole, really does a lot to try and make people suppress your emotions and feelings. Anger is looked as being something negative and something bad to have and attribute, but yet we all have anger. You may feel certain things within your body that you're not quite sure what they are, because maybe your feelings and emotions weren't supported as you were growing up, and being able to actually put a word to what you're feeling and understanding that emotion or that feeling that's behind it is something that you may have to educate yourself on. But you definitely want to take the time and learn the different emotions that you have and that you experience, and understand how you can best support these emotions and feelings when they come to the surface. For a lot of people, you start to feel anxiety, so you go to the doctor and you take anxiety medicine to help suppress it. You start to get, upset stomach, or you have stomach issues, so you go to the doctor, or you go to the pharmacist or drugstore and you get something to help take it. And those are short fixes to emotions and feelings that you're having within you, that if you actually just took the time to sit with those and try and understand why they are there, then you can actually heal the physical ailment that you're experiencing. The physical ailment that you're experiencing is just your body trying to say, hey, look, we need to stop. We need to look at this. We need to let these emotions and feelings have their moment so they can pass and we can release them and stop carrying all of this with us. And the more that you suppress it and the more that you ignore it, the more it builds up. So you're actually building up the amount of anxiety that's in your body. So the next time something comes up that may make you anxious, it's amplified because you have all of this stored emotion already inside of you. So, the emotional body being the first body that we need to really start to learn and get comfortable with and bring it into who we are, accept all of our emotions, accept our feelings for what they are, and learn how to manage those as they start to come up in the future. So, for instance, if you start to feel anxiety or you start to feel tension in your shoulders, know that for you, maybe it's removing yourself and going and sitting somewhere quiet for a few minutes and just focusing on your breathing so you can get your body back in alignment. You can clear your head and you can move forward from a place of feeling more centered and balanced versus having this anxiety inside of you that you don't know how to manage, and you focus on it and you focus on the what typically comes when you start to feel anxious. You're living in your off of your subconscious memories to play out the rest of that anxiety moment for you. However, if you can learn to not live in that subconscious and those past memories to kind of play out your current situation, you have the ability to change how that anxiety process goes. You have the ability to say, you know what? No, I'm not going to let this get the best of me today, and I'm going to give myself some time to sit with it and let it work its way through and process out anything that needs to be let go so I can move forward through this from a whole new perspective and a whole new place, because I'm ready to make that change. And that change has to come from within. It has to be something that you're willing to put the time and energy into, that you're willing to sit with the uncomfortable to be able to move through it. And that's a decision and choice that only you can make. Nobody else can make it for you. The second body that resides within us to focus on is your mental body. We all have a mind. We all have thoughts. We run about 70 to 90,000 thoughts through our head every day. So those thoughts can really have an influence over how our day goes. If we get distracted by our thoughts, if we're getting hung up on certain thoughts, if our thoughts and our self-talk is very negative, it's going to have a huge impact on the course of our day and the trajectory that lies ahead. Because if you're sitting in negative thoughts and negative beliefs about yourself or your environment or where your life is going, and those negative thoughts are what's feeding you, then you're living in this negative bubble and you're putting out this negativity into the world, because your negative thoughts are affecting your emotions and feelings, which are going to be more negative. And that's affecting the energy that's within your body and the energy that you're putting out, these frequencies that you're putting out to the world around you. It's all affected and it's all intertwined. So really, taking the time to stop and reflect on the thoughts or the mental loops that are running through your head, your beliefs, your talk tracks that you tell yourself. A lot of it, again, is very subconscious. You're not even aware of the thought patterns that maybe come up in your everyday. A good example is, let's say you set out to do a task and it completely goes sideways. So if you're stuck in this negative talk track and these negative beliefs and thoughts about yourself, you're immediately going to jump to the conclusion that you're a failure, that you fucked it up and you should have done this and you could have done better and you're just not good enough and you're not meant for more. And it can just snowball and you build this tornado of a storm within your own mind that nobody's fueling other than yourself. So learning to really recognize the way you're speaking to yourself in your mind, the way you tend to maybe always go to the negative versus seeing the positive or trying to find that silver lining in a situation. It can change the course of how your day goes. It can, how you feel. If your thoughts are positive and motivating, then your energies and your emotions and your feelings are going to support that. The universe is going to support what you're putting out. So you've got to flip those scripts, and you've got to find ways and work through anything that's holding you back mentally, and finding a new way to speak to yourself so it is more supportive and it's more loving and kind versus living in the negative. And again, that's something that you have to be willing to put the work into and become more mindful and aware of when you notice these negative thought patterns coming up in your head, and being able to step in and say, whoa, you know what, time out. We're not doing the same thing today. We're going to change it up, and this is how we're going to change it. And it may take you repeating a positive phrase in your head over and over and over again, because that negative just wants to come back in. It's going to try and creep back in. And that's where you have to have the perseverance and the desire and the determination to make these changes. And it's being consistent so you can flip that script and change the programming that's in your subconscious to be more positive and supportive. The third body that lives within us is our energetic body. So we all are energetic beings. We all put off energy. We all put off frequencies of energy off of our bodies. And the frequencies that we put out are dependent on how healthy and how balanced our inner world is. If there's anything off, if there's anything negative that's sticking, if we're stuck in negative thought patterns, we're putting out negative. So we're going to attract more negative. And that's not what we want in our lives. Nobody wants to live negative and unhappy and miserable and stuck in this mindset of this is all life has for me, because we all have the reality of creating the life that we want. It's just being able to push ourselves out of our comfort zones and out of the mindset that we're not good enough or that we are failures, and it's flipping those scripts, and it's bringing all of this inner world together to be supportive of what our soul, what our spirit really wants to get out of this life that we're here for. So our energetic bodies, this one, if you can learn to sit with yourself, kind of look inward and just notice where you have any tension in your body. If you have any places that feel tight or like you're holding something, being able to allow yourself to sit in those spots and ask yourself why that spot's there or what you need to do to let that spot go. It'll help you release stuck energies. Within those energies, you may have emotions or feelings that come up. You may have negative thoughts that come up with it. And that's okay. It's all kind of stuck in that same spot. So once you're able to release the energy that is stuck in certain parts of your body, you're releasing everything else that goes with that energy. And releasing it allows you to open up for new positive and supportive thoughts and feelings and emotions. So you're not always having to have, these big energy releases. Somatic releasing is something that you can do at any time. If you're feeling just anxious or you're feeling like you've got a lot of tension in your body, find a quiet place, go into the bathroom, and just allow your whole body to shake. Let your limbs shake, let your legs shake, move your body, and get that energy within your body moving. Because our energy is meant to move and be supportive and help us attract into our life what we're looking for. But if our energy is stuck, it's not flowing the way it's meant to. It means we're holding on to negativity and past emotions and traumas that all change the makeup of the vibrations and what we're putting out into the world for others to see and hear and feel. And the more you're able to work on keeping that energy moving, you're going to feel like that your vibrations are going to go up because you're releasing energy, you're feeling more positive, you're changing the thoughts that are in your head and the patterns that are coming up. You're becoming more aware of your emotions and what they are and how to help support yourself through the times when they surface. And all of this is allowing you to start to really step into your own and start to feel confident and awake in your own body and in your own life. Which leads us into our fifth body. Some people, depending on their beliefs, may say that we actually have six, but I'm going to group the two into one. But it's our last body is our soul or our spirit. And this is, at the core of who we are and who we're actually meant and supposed to be while we're here on this earth, without all of the external conditioning and, thought patterns that were given to us by our parents. And it's putting all of that aside and really looking at the core of who you are and who you want to be. And the more you are bringing your inner world into alignment and into balance, the more your soul and spirit is able to really step into the light and let it itself start to shine. And maybe, you're at a point where you have some of that, but you still feel like that you have blocks, and that's okay. That's part of healing and growing. It comes in waves. It's not a straight line, but being able to check in with your soul or your spirit every day is another great way to really kind of see, where you're at, or maybe make some changes throughout your day to help support where your soul or your spirit is feeling. And when I check in with this, I tend to, just feel the overall awareness in my body. Do I feel light and happy, maybe a little sassy some days? Or am I feeling kind of heavy or tired? You may have days where your soul just feels tired, and being able to recognize how you are feeling as an overall spirit can really open your eyes to where you need to make changes in your life or what you need to bring more of into your life, so you can start to balance all of this within yourself. And the more you can check in with your different bodies, each day, and get a gauge for kind of where you're at. Maybe you had a rough night's sleep. Maybe you had some dreams that kind of disturbed you or stuck with you. And so you have some, negativity or emotions sitting, or you had some memories come up that are kind of sitting with you in your mind. And being able to recognize all these different aspects in the morning of kind of where you're at can help you, one, take the time that you need to, whether it's 5 minutes in that morning to just allow yourself to feel the emotions that are sitting, and look at the thoughts that are in your head and see how you can course correct that. Maybe it's listening to some positive affirmations in the morning or meditation music to just help you kind of feel grounded and centered. Maybe it's meditating. Maybe it's adjusting the course of your day and taking some of your tasks away that maybe you can put on to the next day, so you can really start to support and show yourself that you support yourself from the inside out. And the more you're able to show to yourself and your inner bodies that you're there to support them and help them while also navigating your outer world, the more you can start to bring the two worlds into a balance and into alignment. So your inner world is being projected, and your wants and your desires and your vibrations are being projected outwards, and you're attracting more of this positivity and abundance that we all crave to have in our lives. And we just don't know how to get there. We don't know how to find it. And the world doesn't force us, but the world pushes us to look externally. It forces us and pushes us to focus on our ego and focus on our wants and desires of material things. And that's not the path, and that's not where you're going to find that abundance and happiness and internal peace that we're all looking for. You have to go inward, and you have to learn to start balancing your inner world and giving the inner you the attention and the love and the desire that it needs, and that it's probably wanted for most of its life. So I hope this is a good start and overview to kind of our 5 bodies. I definitely will do more videos on this because I feel that this is a huge, part of just living your life in a balance that works for you and who you are. So if you like this video, please subscribe and stay updated on when I have more videos coming. And if you liked this video, of course, like it as well. And I appreciate all of you. Namaste.